Hello, boys and girls. Today's story is about this lady, Maebelle. She's 108 years old in this story, and she has a good friend who wants to fly away, but he's afraid to leave anything behind. So let's see how the two friends help each other. Now here's Maebelle. Maebelle was 108 years old and had spent the last 8 living happily among the treetops. A fascination with birds had inspired her to build her own treehouse. So this is where she lives. Maebelle made hats and sold them to a little shop in town. For the moment, she had put aside her work and was adding the finishing touch to a special project, her entry into the town's annual hat contest. So look at the hat that she's making. The hat was finished, and Maebelle was very, very pleased. Out on her porch, she relaxed. From up above, she heard a chorus of goodbyes. Winter was on its way, and her neighbors were heading south. And you see who her neighbors are? The birds. There was a knock at her door. It was young Blinkle. Oh, here's Binkle, right there. Maebelle, may I borrow a suitcase? He asked. I promised to return it in a few months. Now, Pumpkin, why on earth do you want a suitcase? I can't leave home without my belongings. Maebelle watched Binkle fill the suitcase. In went an oak branch forked at one end, some round rocks, a small pile of dirt. He added a few daisies and gardenias and an armful of elm leaves. Then he tucked in his nest. So there's Maebelle giving him the suitcase, and here he is putting everything together. I'm ready to fly south now, Maebelle, Binkle sighed. I sure will miss you. Cheer up, Binkle. You'll be back. Besides, traveling is fun. Binkle gave Maebelle a big hug. Over and over again, he tried to fly up and away. What do you think is the matter? But each time he landed flat on his back. You silly bird, said Maebelle. You'd be a lot better off if you'd let go of this load. It's too heavy. Leave it behind? Absolutely not. I couldn't. Well, at least come inside and rest a while I work on my project, she said. What project? I'm making a hat for the big contest tomorrow, but I can't find certain things I need. Like what? For one, a handsome oak branch forked at one end, so it would be like this. So there's Maebelle saying that she needs a special branch for her hat. Maebelle sighed. I just don't know what to do. Maybe I can help. And Binkle flew away. Binkle returned. I couldn't find the branch you described, but he reached into his suitcase. Will this do? Perfect, perfect, said Maebelle. Now, if I could only find some shiny round rocks and rich brown earth. I happen to have some inside this suitcase, Binkle exclaimed. Oh, Binkle, thank you. Is there something else I can help you with? I need some daisies and gardenias. No problem. Be back in a flash. And if you find some elm leaves, I'd greatly appreciate them, Maebelle called out. Right. Where do you think Binkle's going to find those things? I'll bet so. Binkle returned almost immediately, his wings empty. Couldn't you find the flowers? Maebelle asked. Well, said Binkle, it seems I have just what you need in the suitcase. You can return everything to me after the contest, and then I'll be on my way. Binkle, you have been such a help. Now I can begin. Binkle watched in awe while Maebelle created the hat. When she had finished, he cried, Bravo! Bravo! A true masterpiece. But something's missing, Maebelle said. May I make a suggestion? Binkle asked timidly. Carefully, he pulled his nest out of the suitcase and placed it on top of the hat. Inside the nest lay the shell from which Binkle had been born. In silence, Maebelle and Binkle stared proudly at the sight before them. How will I wear it? Whispered Maebelle. Easy, said Binkle. I've got the answer right here. So here's the nest. The next day arrived, and what a happy day it was. Maebelle did not win the contest. However, the judges invented a new prize for Maebelle and Binkle. They received an award for the most original hat. And there's Maebelle with her hat. And Binkle is even in it. He's going to make sure the nest doesn't fall out. Furthermore, the hat was on permanent display at the town museum to be preserved and honored always. As Maebelle and Binkle headed back to the tree house, a cool gust of air swept by. Binkle shuddered. Can't take this cold. I really must move on. I know, and I'll miss you, Maebelle said. I'll miss you too, Maebelle. But I'll be back. Binkle left that afternoon. Maebelle knew he was taking a detour to get one last proud look through the museum window. Once alone, Maebelle placed the hat she had originally made for the contest on her head. Maybe next year, she said softly. So what do you think happened really? Did she make up a new hat just to ask Binkle for some of the things in his suitcase so that he would be able to fly away? Well, boys and girls, I will see you in another book.